Camp Grassic is a residential summer camp for children and adults with various disabilities and special needs. It made a difference in my life. I have 2 kids that grew up out here, and just the compassion that they learned from being around the campers, the empathy, understanding that people may have limitations, but nobody's totally different. Even if they're in a wheelchair, you treat them with dignity and respect. Basin Electric donated equipment to us, kind of a godsend. I mean, we knew that we had to maybe purchase new freezers and refrigerators eventually. Basin Electric included some stand-up freezers, refrigerators, an ice machine, salad bar, office equipment, carpeting, just wonderful equipment that we never had before we could use. Basin Electric was so good to us, and we're utilizing it to the fullest right now.
Today we're planting trees for mitigation from the North Dakota Public Service requirements for our Antelope Valley Station and ESSET 345 transmission project. The cooperative arrangement between the Mercer County Soil Conservation Service and the North Dakota Game and Fish have identified a tree planting opportunity here at Harmony Lake in Mercer County.
The trees today are really focused on wildlife habitat. So you'll see a lot of smaller shrubs, a little bit denser planting to provide not only some food source but some shelter and habitat that way.
There's a purpose for these trees. They're not just planted just to plant trees in a prairie. And so we do larger block plantings which are supposed to simulate a winter thicket type thing.
I think it's important for our tree planting. We could be going to private individuals and plant trees, but we want our requirement to fulfill a public benefit, and certainly North Dakota Game and Fish in wildlife management areas meet that criteria of benefit for the public.
So the Boys and Girls Club serves youth ages 5 all the way up to 18. One of the things unique about Campbell County and Gillette specifically is that we have a really high rate of depression and suicide amongst teens. And talking with the employees and staff at Basin Electric, we really want to do something to combat that.
The Boys and Girls Club called. They asked if we would sponsor a room, and so the activities committee all came out and looked at the different rooms that were available, and we decided on the teen room.
So whenever a kid gets to see the teen room for the first time, their immediately is like, can I go in there? Can I be a part of that room? And even our younger kids are always asking, how old do you have to be in the teen room? Can I be in the teen room?
Obviously, we work for Basin Electric. We wanted something, in the energy industry, so hence the positive energy mural, which was awesome.
I think one of the most important things that we want to say to Basin Electric and the staff and the employees there is that projects like this wouldn't have been possible without their support. The club couldn't have redone this room and made it what it is, but more importantly, the impact it has for the youth who then recognize that name as someone who supports the community and supports them. It's made a huge impact for us, but really for our teens and our kids coming up in the program.
I am so lucky to have Basin Electric support Boys and Girls Club and me as a foster parent. It means everything to our community to raise these kids and give these kids a safe place to come.
It's a great thing to give them something to look forward to as they move from the club, and also to encourage them to stay a part of the club.
It's a win-win situation for everybody.
So here at this particular blood drive, we have brought in over 150 products, which is huge considering you can save 3 lives with each product.
I've been donating blood ever since we started donating blood here at Leolds. I don't know how long that's been now, but it's been quite a few years.
Every Every single time that this particular blood drive at LOS comes up on our schedule, we always really look forward to it because we know that we're going to get a lot of good product from these guys, and we love hanging out with these guys out here at Basin. We love everything that these guys do.
Everybody here at LOS is pretty tight-knit. You know, we all belong to the same community, the same area, and everybody knows it's needed.
We're more of a family here. We're smaller. And I think everybody feels the importance of giving blood.
I think Basin does a really good job. They'll let us take time out of our day. But actually I've been an EMT since 1984, and I kind of recognize the importance of having a blood supply because I see people needing it sometimes.
This is going to be used within days, and for them to collect this much blood and for it to be gone within days says a lot, that there's a pretty big need for it.
My father's brother-in-law was Dutch, and so that was where his mother and sisters took refuge in his home area. But they didn't escape the Holocaust. They were victims. They were killed in Auschwitz. And so that was the story.
We think of ourselves as sort of an oral history and storytelling hybrid project. But in practical terms, what that means is that we have different teams of folks that move around the country. We collaborate with different communities and community organizations to set up recording days so that people from the community can come in with someone that they care about, someone from their life, sit down and record a 40-minute uninterrupted conversation. And at the end of that conversation, in which they can talk about whatever they want, they have the option, if they want, to archive it in the Library of Congress. And to date, we have a collection of over 76,000 conversations that have been archived.
And just telling the stories made us closer as a threesome, and sharing that story and all these people doing this is so meaningful.
I think it was a coming together of a history that is also the present.
It's a historical document. That's one thing that StoryCorps does, is you have this forever for yourself or for the public consumption.
It does become a piece of history, but my goodness, the thousands and thousands of people who are doing this.
Thanks to the support of Basin Electric and other sponsors, we're able to go to communities that we might not otherwise be able to reach, right? And fundamental to the mission of StoryCorps is the idea that we're really trying to capture stories of people from all different backgrounds and beliefs from all different corners of the United States.
So Bainville is in such a remote area in Montana that if they had to wait on Williston or some of the bigger areas, they would never make it into the fire in time.
We're a wildland firefighting unit by definition as a volunteer department, but we respond to anything.
When you're on a truck and you're on a fire, you have to be safe. Fire will eventually always go out. It doesn't make any difference how big or how small, it will always go out. But if we lose a life, we can never bring that life back. So safety is the utmost importance.
So one of our co-op principles is commitment to community. We show that in several different ways throughout the years, through our service territory. It's important to have all their equipment that they need and the safety, because we care about our members.
If it's a down power line, they're watching our backs and we're watching their backs. I mean, we might have 30-foot flames that we're having to put out in front of them so they can get to their transformer to shut down the power. But you know, it's a team effort, and for them to share resources with us is just amazing.
I definitely would like to thank Lower Yellowstone Rural Electric. They donate every year to us. We attend a training every year at Basin Electric north of Culbertson. I appreciate everything we get because we utilize it, whether it's in Gatorade or cookies or equipment or training materials. We'll use it, I guarantee you.
you.